Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? Imagine for a moment you're home by yourself. It's lunchtime. The kids are at school and you just let the dog out. You check the crock pot. Okay, dinner should be done by the time everyone gets home. You hear the buzzer go off on the dryer. You go into the laundry room that's just off the kitchen and you open the dryer door to get the clothes out of the dryer and put them in the basket. You stand up and you turn around and you see two masked men in your kitchen that entered into your home through the door that you left open for the dog. What would you do? Just sit there and think about that for just a moment. Because you see, this actually happened. A mom in Chicago says that she left her door open at approximately 12:30 in the afternoon after letting her dog out. And that's when two men entered her home. She said, I saw the two men wearing masks just standing inside my house. She said, I screamed, I'm calling the police. And they bolted. But when she called 911 during the break-in, she was stuck for hours without help after the dispatcher told her, sorry, there's no officers available to send to you. The dispatcher also told her to call her representatives to demand more police funding. The mother has been identified only as Michelle because she said that she's afraid because the home invaders have not yet been caught. Michelle and a neighbor ran after the men, and then she said, I called 911. They told me that dispatch was on the way and to wait outside. Michelle ended up calling 911 6 times without any assistance. She said, I finally asked to speak to a supervisor. She said, gentleman finally got on the phone and said, sorry to say, we have no units to send to you. Then there was an awkward pause, she said. He also recommended that I call my alderman. And I said, well, why? And he encouraged him to hire more police. The dispatcher also asked me if I would consider defending myself, if I had a weapon or consider getting one. It took over 4 hours for the police to arrive. 4 hours. The officers who did showed up, they were caring, they were apologetic. They were apologetic because it took so long for them to get there. Michelle has now called her alderman, who does not want the police department to be blamed for the long wait time. She said, I don't think it's the police department's fault that they're overstaffed and that they're overwhelmed. So, being as though I just told you this story, there could come a time when this could actually happen to one of you. Whether you live in Chicago, whether you live in Los Angeles, whether you live in the middle of nowhere, whether you live in a highly populated area, wherever you live, it doesn't matter. This could happen to any one of us. So prepare yourself. Was she wrong for leaving the door open for the dog? You know how many times I've done something like that? Because I used to have a doggy door. I still do. It's out in the garage. I don't put it out there. Put it in the sliding glass door anymore because of the cats, because I don't want them getting an idea. Do I leave any door unlocked? No. But that's because my head is constantly on a swivel. And because of my anxiety, I don't allow anything to be wide open. Yeah, sure, I've got 3 dogs. But who's to say that they can't be taken out as well as I will by a masked intruder? Do I pack? Sure, I do. But who's to say that they're not quicker on the draw than I am? So always know what's going on around you. Make sure your house is locked up better than Fort Knox. Okay. Do you have an alarm system in your home? I do. Do you have extra locks on all of your windows and doors like I do? I hope so. Do you know your neighbors? I do. I mean, these are things that you wouldn't generally think of, because of the kind of lifestyle that we live. Well, I don't want to let anybody into my home. I don't want to know my neighbors because I don't want them to know my business, and I don't want to do this and I don't want to do that because I don't want anybody to know what I have in my house. Yeah, okay, I get it. Okay, believe me, I get it. But there's going to come a time, and I know what somebody's going to say. Well, I've got 6 bullets that travel faster than any police cruiser. Yeah, I I understand because I used to say that same thing. But if you're a single parent and say you work from home, or if you're one of our elders and you're home by yourself constantly, get to know your neighbors. Do you pack? Sometimes a lot of people don't, because there's reasons beyond anyone's control that they can't or they won't, or it's too expensive, whatever the case may be. Find a way to protect yourself, because there's creepazoids and there's crazies and there's addicts and whatever the case may be that are going to try their damnedest to get through that door because you let the friggin' dog out. Because you let the dog out. And they said, ample opportunity. It's go time. Now, could they have been casing the neighborhood? Do they know her schedule? Did they say, okay, well, the kids are at school. She generally lets the dog out right on schedule. Okay? Sure. That's what people do. They case the neighborhoods. They know what everyone does. This is why we switch up. We don't do the same thing every single day. Okay? Switch your stuff around. Don't take the trash out every single day at the same time. Don't go to the mailbox at the same time every single day. Don't switch your things around. Mess them up. Mess them up. Can you pull your car into the garage? If not, have somebody come over and help you clean out the garage. Pull your car into the garage, then leave the car out. Then pull your car into the garage and leave the car out. Do you have a backyard? You know what? Pull the car into the backyard. Leave it there for a day. Really mess them up. You know what I mean? You're going to have to start to do things that, yeah, sure, maybe it's going to be an inconvenience to you for the moment, but it's going to throw them off. Okay? And I'm only saying these things because people are going to start to get more and more desperate. And you don't want to fall victim to their desperation. Just saying. All right, guys, I'm out of here, okay? I will see you in the next one. Yeah? You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping. And as always, fear less. Ciao.